Welcome back to the latest edition of the Fargo Force Show. I'm your host, Trevor Peterson. Joining me this week, a goaltender, Robbie Beydoun from the Force, second-year goaltender from Plymouth, Michigan. Robbie, you played 19 games for the Force last year, 18 this year. From a team standpoint, first of all, from a team, describe this season. What are your thoughts on it?
For most of the season, it was kind of up and down, kind of right around 500. But as of late, we've been pretty hot, kind of proven that we can be a playoff team. And right now, we're in the fourth spot, so we're looking to build on that. All
right, we'll get to that in a second. Individually speaking, Robbie, 18 games this year. You have a 5-4-1 record, above 500. 42 games started in goal for your teammate Ryan Wishow. Enlighten us on the mentality that you have to have as the backup goaltender. Nobody obviously wants to go out and be a backup, but you've been a valuable backup. What's the mentality being that backup guy?
I think the biggest thing is just kind of treating practices like games. Obviously, when you're not seeing as much ice time, you got to stay sharp in practice, and you got to be working as hard as you can in practice. So when you're called upon, you're ready to go, because sometimes you won't be seeing a start for maybe a month or a couple weeks. So you kind of treat it like a game practice.
What's the toughest part? Is the toughest part the mental part of it, or is the toughest part physically staying on your game?
A little bit of both. I mean, probably a little bit more mental, just because you want to be in there helping out your team, and it's kind of tough just watching your team play. But once you get back in there, it's really exciting, and I'm trying to be ready to go every time I'm in.
Well, a couple weeks back, on February 13th, as a matter of fact, you got the start, and it just so happened that you had 27 saves and a shutout in that game versus the Youngstown Phantoms, a big performance. How much fun was that, and how important was that to you, knowing that you made the most of that opportunity when it arose?
Yeah, it was huge. We had lost the night before, and after that game, kind of got the momentum going, and we picked up the win 2 nights later against Omaha. So, it was huge, especially for me. Haven't gotten, before that, I don't think I got started for about a month or so. So, it was a huge game, and especially...
Has to be awfully satisfying, huh?
Yeah, it was huge. It was for the Purple and Pucks night, too. Right. So it was for a good cause, and I'm really glad we got the win that night.
Well, you kind of kick-started things a little bit, I guess you could say. Since our last show, the Force now played 5 games. Let's get caught up on how those have gone. It started with a homestand at Shields Arena versus the first place Lincoln Stars. 1-0 versus the Stars this season, and plenty of fireworks throughout this one, especially early. Dennis Smirnov ties the game at 1 just 2.5 minutes in, beginning of a huge night for Smirnov. 2.5 minutes later, Blake Lizotte feeds Brad Johnson, our guest last show, his first of the year. All he needed is to be on the show, and then the goal start. 2-1 Force. It was 3-2 Force when Smirnov strikes again. His third of the first period, the rare one-period hat trick, 4-2 Force. But they weren't done with a minute left in the first. Austin Pooley, the backhander, his third of the year, first of 2 goals for Pooley, 5-2 Force after 1. Second period now, Riley Tufte scores on the breakaway. That makes it 6-2. And then for a fourth time, it was Smirnov from Grant Meyer, 4 goals, a USHL single-game regular season record for Smirnov. And here it comes right here. Check out this one, the nice feed from Grant Meyer. Force win it 8-5, 8 goals, ties the season high for the Force. You guys also did it back in December versus Sioux City. Robbie, what's it like just to be a part of a game like that where you score 8 goals and you do it against the first place team in the league too? That has to be just awesome.
Yeah, it was a great weekend for the team. It was going to be, Coach challenged us against the first place team, and we got the sweep. So, but yeah, a game like that, Dennis just kind of took over. Scoring 4 goals, and whenever he's going, we just kind of build off that, gains momentum for the team.
All right, so you kept it going to the next night then, Saturday, February 27th, versus those same Lincoln Stars. This one, in stark contrast to the previous night, was all about the goalies. 50 total shots on goal, and just 1 made it through for a tally. Ryan Wishow, outstanding. He stopped all 24 Lincoln shots in this one. Here's one of the saves right there. Now, midway through the initial period, Fargo's Cole Gallant slips it past the goalie 5-hole, his third of the year right there. 1-0 Force after 1 period. Wishow and the D, they made it stand up. 24 saves he recorded. Fargo's 5th shutout win of the season, and they get the weekend sweep, as Robbie mentioned. They get the weekend sweep of first place Lincoln. Look at the saves right there. Fargo wins it 2-0. An empty netter by Smirnov sealed the deal on that one. You guys did outshoot Lincoln as well, 26-24. So, Robbie, yeah, huge weekend, as you mentioned, just to get the sweep of the Lincoln Stars and get back-to-back wins. Now, for his efforts for those 2 games in the week, Smirnov was named the USHL Forward of the Week. It's the third time he's been honored with that award this season. In those 2 games, 2 assists and 5 goals for Smirnov. As we saw, 4 were in the one game. His team-high 51 points are tied for 4th in the USHL. Robbie, what can you say about Dennis Smirnov and his performance in that week and just all season, basically?
I mean, there's so much I can say about Dennis. He's our best player pretty much every night, one of the best players in the league. And whenever we don't really have anything going offensively, he'll just get a big goal for us or get us going and get some momentum going our way. So he's just always pretty much our best player every night.
And he's turning it up at the right time of year, too, in this last month especially.
Yeah, exactly. It's tough he's missing Lazat right now, but hopefully we can get him back and everyone healthy, and we'll need everyone going here down the stretch.
All right, so the next weekend then, the Force tried to continue its winning ways with 3 games on the road. Friday, March 4th, they do it. They come up with a 2-1 win at Sioux City. Goals by Smirnov, who we just mentioned, and Hugo Reinhardt with his 4th. Wisho had 23 saves as the Force get the win. The next night, not so fortunate against those Stars. They wanted to get you guys back, obviously. Brad Johnson with the only goal for the Force as you lose 5-1. And then on Sunday, a Sunday evening game, March 6th versus Des Moines, and Fargo comes up with the 3-1 victory. Smirnov with 2 third-period goals, again huge there, his 23rd and 24th. Hank Crone with a first-period goal, and Wishaw with 31 saves. The Fourth, you guys were 0 for 6 on the power play, but the D was good as well. Des Moines was 0 for 5 on the power play as well. So winning 4 of their last 5 games. Let's take a look now at the standings and what it means. And folks, this is the first time we've been able to see this all year, but the Force, look at who's in the 4th and final playoff spot right now. The Fargo Force with 50 points sitting there in 4th with a game over Sioux Falls. They also have 50, but the Force have played 1 less game. And because you guys handled Lincoln pretty well the last 2 out of the last 3, Lincoln falls from the top spot as well. Tri-City now the #1 team. They're both basically tied though. And the Force sitting with the 4th and final playoff spot. Robbie, we talked about it all year long with the guys. Every time we come in the show, guys felt like you could get there slowly but surely, and you guys are finally sitting in that position now with 12 games to go. You're in that playoff hunt.
Yeah, like I said, we're proving we're a playoff team, and we have a lot of big games coming up, 3-3s, like the one we just had over the weekend. Those are tough, and we're really showing we can be a playoff team, and we just got to keep pushing here down the stretch and get everyone going, and we can definitely get in the playoffs.
Where's the confidence level right now from you guys? I mean, can you feel it's higher or not necessarily?
Yeah, I mean, everyone's feeling great, especially with those new additions, Graber and Muck, just adds confidence, and we're really feeling good right now.
All right, let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Force now. Friday and Saturday this weekend, March 11th and 12th, you got 2 home games versus Des Moines again, who you just beat, so that'll be good. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, March 18th, 19th, and 20th, you go on the road again, like you said, for 3 at Sioux City, and then 2 at Omaha. And Omaha just 1 point behind you guys for that 4th and final playoff spot, so you know they'll be ready. But I want to make special mention of that Friday, March 11th home game versus Des Moines. It's the Heroes Are Never Forgotten night that the Force are putting on to support fallen Fargo police officer Jason Mosier's family. Take a look at the special jerseys that'll be worn and then auctioned off online after the game. Look at those. Police colors, got the police badge there, Fargo Police, Mosier on there. Those are nice. $3 also from every ticket sold, plus the proceeds from those jerseys. All will be auctioned off and go to the Mosier Family Benefit Fund. Also, there'll be a silent auction up in the lobby, and Heroes Are Never Forgotten t-shirts to be sold as well. So just an awesome night for the Force and to support Mosier's family and also the local police department as well. Just a great thing that a Force are doing. So that should be a heck of a lot of fun. Thoughts on those 5 games, Robbie, and how important they are? I mean, everything's important now, obviously, with just 12 left.
Yeah, well, first things first, it'll be great honoring Officer Mosier and giving back to his family, and it'll be a cool event that night. And but yeah, every game is against opponents in our division, so we kind of control our own destiny, and every point's huge. Every game is huge with the way the standings are going right now, and pretty much every team can get into the playoffs. So it's just so tight, and we're really hoping to take advantage of these points at home.
What's been the biggest key in the last month or 2 that have enabled you guys to get to this point right now where you're in a playoff spot?
I think the biggest thing is just playing a consistent, solid 60 minutes. That was kind of our thing we were struggling with earlier on in the season. We would play, one really good period and then kind of take the next period off or something. And right now we're just playing a solid 60. Everyone's contributing. Power play and penalty kill, all around we're pretty solid right now, and putting together 60 minutes on both ends of the rink.
No doubt. The Force playing some of their best hockey, probably their best hockey all season long, winners of 4 of their last 5. And like we mentioned, with some important games coming up down the stretch. Robbie, continued success. Best of luck for the Force the rest of the way.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thanks for being here this week. That'll do it for this edition of the Fargo Force Show.